Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to another episode of Westworld Season 3. This is episode 4. It's called The Mother of Exiles. Last time on Westworld, it was mainly focused on Charlotte Hale, or who's pretending to be Charlotte Hale, and just kind of the identity crisis that person is having of, like they don't know if they are Charlotte Hale or who they were originally supposed to be, and there's lots of speculation about who it could be. I had a theory last episode that it could be William. I have no real factual basis for why I thought that was the answer, and I'm not sure if I still believe it, but I like it. I don't know why, but I like it because it's just out there and weird, and it's probably not true. But one theory that I did see that probably makes a lot of sense and is either like super right and people are geniuses, or it's just we're going to look back and be like, wow, that was a dumb theory. But the theory is that Dolores, like Dolores as we see her, is kind of the current version of her, where she's the amalgamation of, her normal Dolores and Wyatt. So we kind of saw her go through that transformation in season 2. So that would be Dolores. But then who is pretending to be Charlotte Hale? A lot of people think it could be just like a earlier, almost like base version of Dolores, like before she went through all the Hale stuff, or through all the Wyatt stuff. So that's an interesting theory. Commenter pointed out like the use of mirror imaging in the hotel scenes and things like that. So that could that's probably the right answer, is that it's just they're both Dolores. But you never know. And then what else happened? Dolores interacted with Caleb. So he saved her life from just being shot up, and then she was a high value target bounty, and they got attacked in the ambulance. They got away from that by killing the guard or the policeman. And then she was like, yeah, find a new identity, you'll be fine. And then she just bailed. Turns out those people then went after him for information about her, and they were going to kill him, throw him off construction equipment. His robot friend died, rest in peace. And then she came and saved him, and she kind of like woke him up, so to speak, about like the reality of his situation. Just kind of showing him like these people and these companies, they control everything. Like they've controlled your entire life. She showed him a transcript of a memory he had from when he was young, which is like his most traumatic memory ever. And these companies just have it as like a thing of data. It's just so intrusive that like this is the worst day of his life, and they have every aspect of it just logged for their own use. And she shows him that like all the things that he hates about his current life, like he can't find a job, he's like alone, like he's depressed, like all of that is essentially like being manufactured by Insight. So like they won't let him get a better job than construction. They won't advise him to get married. Like kids are not an option, because they believe he's going to kill himself in 10 years. And like they're just feeding that cycle of like, self-fulfilling prophecy, essentially. Like the reason that he's going to end up killing himself is because they're putting these limitations on him. And so Dolores is like, I'm gonna upset the whole system. I'm gonna have a revolution, and he's on board. He's fully on board. And then, lastly, we learned that Hale was the mole for in Delos for Sirach and Rehoboam. I kind of speculated that like throughout the episode. I kind of just like said it in a throwaway comment during the episode, but I mean, it makes sense. She was trying to smuggle data out, and you know, who is she trying to get it to? Him. Another interesting theory that I saw. I didn't really think of this in the moment, but like I assumed he wasn't actually in the location when she was meeting him. That seemed fairly obvious because of the glasses, but someone said like there's a theory that, you know, Sirach may not be a real person at all, like, or if he was a real person, he's dead now, and that version of him is just like a virtual version that the Rehoboam computer program has essentially created, and it's doing its own thing. So that would be kind of insane if that was true. But yeah, I think we're fully caught up then. This episode looks like it's going to be very William focused, which I'm pretty excited about. This episode will probably either make or break my personal theory of him being in Charlotte Hale. It's 99% sure it'll break that theory, because I have no real evidence to back my theory up. Yeah, but we'll get to see a little bit about what happened with him, because there's a huge gap of him being alive on the island at the end of season 2, and then in the far future him being like confirmed as a fidelity test in a host mind. So yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, I think that's everything. Before we jump into this episode, please leave a like on the video and please subscribe. That helps so much. Yeah, other than that, let's jump into it. Why is there blood dripping down? I don't know why, but that thing kind of looks like the host minds that go in their head. It reminded me of that for some reason.
Are you free and evil? Or blameless and helplessly enslaved?
I don't know if he likes either of those options.
I see you're making the most of your sabbatical.
Okay, maybe
Where is she?
my theories
Where's who?
just got decimated.
William.
William is not in Charlotte Hale.
William. Come back, William. Back to who you were.
Well, my theory was incorrect. Unless that is somehow, like, unless they're somehow both William, then, yeah, I'm just dumb. Oh, man. I was so confident. I was so confident last episode. I was like, that's William! It's William! And in the first 5 minutes of this episode, they're like, you're stupid. Why would you have such a dumb idea? This is what I get for trying to be one of those people that's like, I have all the pieces and I'm drawing all the strings. I know what's happening. I know what's real. I don't. Clearly, I don't. I'm just a moron. Now, but the only theory that holds any credence is the dual Dolores theory. Because it's not, you know, it's not Angela, it's not Clementine, it's not her dad. That'd be weird. It's probably not Teddy either.
We have limited resources.
Maybe California, probably,
We
actually.
use them where they matter most.
Getting blitzed. Woo!
Listen, you get me close to the host she made of Liam Dempsey. I'll get him to tell us the other humans Dolores copied, and then disable
Didn't
him.
make a host of Liam Dempsey.
I think I know where he'll be.
Frick.
Richest technocrat in the world.
Wow, he's
Too tight.
he's operating on a false pretense.
Scar service.
Did you choose something?
That's cool.
Where to start? Not really my style.
The key to a happy life is to accept your place in it. And you're a lucky little man that gets to piss away his daddy's fortune on a gaggle of hookers who quite honestly serve a greater utility to society than you.
Oh, savage.
You suddenly want to be in charge of your own finances. I'm happy.
Look at that.
That's a good lad.
A little petulant baby. Just gave away all his money. Gang gang. Dolores is loaded now. Let's go.
Michael? It's me, Olivia.
What the fuck are you doing?
She just knocked him out like that. Taking his blood. Okay. Interesting strategy. What?
We need the encryption key in his blood to pull this off. It started degrading once we exposed it to oxygen. You have 20 minutes left.
That's crazy.
But alas, there's nothing left to see.
The image, those two kids reminded me of the way that young Ford looked. Looks like it's got the same schoolboy uniform.
It exists now only in my mind.
If his brother was Ford, that would be insane.
What is it that you want?
Humanity's biggest threat has always been itself. I've been trying to control that.
Sound like Ultron,
Negotiate a way into the future.
because he's
Let's do that.
fake. He's a robot.
I need to understand.
This is where she remade herself.
Not just herself. We think she stole a small number of pearls. She needed allies.
Yeah, but who?
Evidently, she didn't
I just want to know. Yeah, she didn't choose Maeve. Why would she choose Maeve? What kind of moron do you think she is? Maeve would F everything up. Dolores would be like, hey, I need you to do this. And Maeve would be like, no, darling, I don't think I will.
I need to know where you sent her.
要杀要剐，随你便，我是不会说的。
I'm not gonna hurt you, Jen.
He's just gonna kill him.
I'm showing him what becomes of his family. If he helps us, and if he doesn't.
That's so horrible. I hate this guy. Screw this man, and I'm not a big fan of Maeve right now for hanging out with him.
我带他去病伤人，我只知道这些。
Who's the mortician? Oh. Come on, man.
Humans created the idea of heaven and hell to cow simple-minded people into compliance. But for you, both heaven and hell could be very real.
God, this guy sucks. I do not like this man.
Blood marker should be good for another 15 minutes or so, but try to stay calm. The faster your heart beats, the faster the marker degrades.
What happens if it degrades too fast?
You do this the old-fashioned way.
Smash and grab, baby.
No faster way.
I kill everyone.
So, So, given the size of the transaction, we must do one final authentication before releasing them. Apologies. We couldn't get a proper read. Sometimes perspiration can affect it.
She's got a gun ready.
Thank you, Mr. Tritter.
Yes.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
They just got a frick ton more money. I wonder how much money they took from him. Probably a lot, because she was concerned. She's like, this is a huge chunk of money. And that was from, what, the business account? So it's probably got way more than his personal account.
I'm looking for someone called the Mortician. Let's try that.
She'll shoot your dick off. Oh! Oh! She shot him in the wiener. That's not good.
I need more help now.
Just casually shoots that dude.
My friend.
Laura Espin. The blood I sold her belonged to a girl named Laura Espin. And what about the others she was with?
She asked me to smuggle out bodies, but that's not my business. So I sent her to the Yakuza. They helped your friend move those bodies. What if you don't mind? I'd like an introduction.
Yo, Maeve. You're swimming into some deep waters here. What is this song? Oh, fuck. I recognize this song.
This should make you more of a
I couldn't place it.
They call it genre.
I don't think we recognize her. Oh, frick. They're there? Oh, man. She gonna stroll up and be like, how's it going, Liam? He's gonna have no money. They're gonna be like, you're poor as frick, dude.
I'm sorry, sir. Your account has been denied.
Liam Dempsey?
What do you do?
Bernard's there too.
What's wrong with you?
Yo, he looks like that
She hasn't changed him yet.
diehard man from
You're in
Death
danger.
Stranding.
You have to come with us.
Carlos! Carlos!
We tried your way, now we try mine.
Dolores, what are you doing? Stubbs.
Should have stayed out of it.
I would if I could, but thanks to Bernard, it's not up to me.
He's just so
Likewise.
open with his. Oh man. Come on, Bernard. Or not Bernard. Stubbs, he's got a lack of mobility though. He did say that earlier. They're just, I mean, they're tripping, so they may not fully realize that Liam's ex is just kicking the crap out of Stubbs right now, but come on, Stubbs. No! He's alive. He's fine.
God damn this.
Yeah, they're like, what the frick? Stubbs is fine. Stubbs is, he's a robot. He's Gucci.
Well, you're very pretty, aren't you?
Can she take control of those guns?
You're a bit old to need something that aims for you.
Yeah. She's essentially just aiming their guns for them. Oh, she's good. Maeve is good. Top notch as always. The Man in Black.
I didn't realize how well you'd be able to put yourself back together.
I never fell apart. Let's get this over with.
You definitely did. You were seeing things in your bathroom and trying to kill yourself.
You asked me if I chose what happened to you. The truth is, yes, I did. I thought you were a host. That was my choice. And so maybe now you're my penance.
Oh. She's so good. Ooh, that's the material they use to make hosts. Something's going down here. Who is that?
Hello, Maeve.
That's the... Yeah, he was in Samurai World. Oh,
Run before I put a hole in your paunchy little head. Fucking run!
who's in your brain, Connells?
She brought you out here.
Yes. After you left us to die.
So he's one of the pearls that Dolores took?
Did I?
No. That's not you. Dolores stole 5 pearls. Who did she put inside you? Is that you in there, Teddy?
I thought she would have replaced Liam.
Frick. Who are these people?
Hey, she must need him for... Who are you? Really?
Who the frick are any of these people? Oh my goodness. Are they all just her?
What did you say?
Your daughter. I've been listening to your conversations with her. You've always been given to delusions, grandeur, and otherwise. It's not uncommon.
You've been spying on me.
As a precaution.
Frick.
I didn't really need to, of course, because I know you better than anyone. I know you down to your bones.
Is it him?
Saying that you think you chose to kill your own daughter.
Is my theory back on the menu?
Who the fuck are you?
Your oldest friend.
Is it Logan?
Dolores.
No, it's Dolores. Okay, never mind.
I told you you'd try and stop me.
Is that the real Dolores, though? That's Dolores. It's all Dolores! Every one of them is Dolores.
After all the time we spent together? You don't recognize your only friend?
They're all Dolores! Oh my god. I saw that theory somewhere. That was like a...
I assumed you brought someone else.
It was... She just made 5 of herself.
Made copies of yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Do it yourself. I shouldn't have to explain that to you, Maeve.
You said you were going to.
Frick. Who's gonna win in a fight? Maeve or Dolores? I mean, I don't think Dolores would know how to use that sword that well, though. Ooh, girl. Frick.
Is it a relief, William, to know that some of your delusions are real?
She's not real! None of this is real!
Oh my gosh.
What the hell are you guys doing? You work for me, goddammit! You work for me!
William, I told you. These aren't Delos employees.
Those Sirach's
They work at
employees?
a private mental health hospital.
Oh.
You need help.
What?
Now that you're being committed, I have to inform you that the board will deem you incompetent, and all of your voting shares will transfer to the current acting president. Me.
No.
Oh my gosh. Freaking A, Dolores. So it's not, none of it is earlier versions of Dolores. They're just copies. What'd she just do? She just took his blood?
I'm with her.
Hello.
Hello, lover.
What's up? Ho, how you doing? God, she's so intimidating. How's he gonna get in out of this one? The man in black, dressed in all white. What the frick is happening? Is this a delusion too?
I guess there is some justice after all.
I think this is a hallucination.
I guess you've reached the center of your maze.
But I'm not sure.
Ask me the question, will you?
Freeze all motor functions.
That's really one of them.
Me.
She's gonna say no.
Welcome to the end of the game.
Freaking answer the question, Dolores. Hallucination. Oh my god. This episode freaking blew my mind. Like, not only was the theory that both Hale and Dolores are Dolores correct, but the theory that they're all Dolores. I was not expecting that. For a brief second, when she was like, "I know you down to your bones," I was like, is my William theory back on the menu? Just, I don't know, something about the way she said it. And then Maeve and Connells and everyone is just like, everybody is Dolores. Oh man, I liked the choice they made to go back to, because they had been doing one episode, pretty much one episode focused on a specific character throughout the whole thing, and then this one it was like bringing everyone together. That worked really well, to be able to show everybody at once being like, you're Dolores. Oh my gosh. Caleb's still just completely blind, doesn't know what's going on. So commenters, Reddit people, you're all geniuses. I'm dumb. But I think they caught us all in a little bit of a loop there. So Dolores took 5 pearls from the park, but they were 5 blank pearls. They're just like, they're empty. And so she took 4 of them, and I assume 4 of them, and made just 4 extra Doloreses. So Hale, Connells, the Mayoshi, whatever the guy's name was, and then probably someone else, and then she made Bernard. So like, what the frick? Oh my goodness, that's insane. I don't even know how to like talk about what happened in this episode, because it was mind-blowing. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So William is in his bathroom hallucinating things about his daughter, and he doesn't know it's real. He has no idea what the frick is going on. And then Charlotte, Dolores. I don't want to call them all Dolores, even though they all are Dolores. I'm just gonna call them by the people they're impersonating. So freaking Charlotte comes up and is like, yo, you got to get your butt in gear. Your company's being stolen. Let's get this going. And he's like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll do it. Meanwhile, the whole time he's just still hallucinating. And then, I'll just go through the end of his story. So he's cleaning himself up, you know, has no idea, like, he doesn't know if he's real. He's just kind of like, you know, I'm back. And she's like, yeah, you picked yourself back up, put yourself back together. And he's like, I never broke apart. Turns out he gets in, and she's like, hey, I've been monitoring you this whole time. Quit talking to your daughter. And he's like, how do you know that? And she's like, I've been watching you. And then she's essentially like, hey, by the way, you're insane now because I'm letting you know that I'm Dolores. And since you're insane, all of your shares, like your voting shares, transfer to me as the acting president. So, like, she doesn't need him. All she has to do now is get the remaining few votes that she needs, and they can fend off Sirach's takeover. So that would be big boon to them. And like, there's a line earlier where Sirach was like, they got a head start, and Maeve was like, they better have because they're gonna need it. And frick, was that evident as the episode ended. Like, they straight just like, oh my gosh, like almost everything was planned. Even Bernard showing up, they were like, oh, a little earlier than expected, but we expected you to be here. And oh, that's insane. Bernard and Stubbs, they're in like California, I assume. Just drinking brewskis in a hotel, being bros. And they're like, we gotta go to this place, you know, I hacked the whatever driver service. They go to the party, and they think Liam was taken. They don't know that Connells was taken. And so they're trying to disrupt things. Stubbs and Dolores have a pretty cool fight scene. And I think if Stubbs was 100%, he would have easily won. But he mentioned brief before how his shoulder was messed up, and like he didn't have as much mobility as he did previously. So I think that's why Dolores was able to win that fight. But yeah, he was essentially like, hey, if this was up to me, I wouldn't be doing this, but because of Bernard, it's not up to me. She throws him over the balcony. He's fine. He's a robot, so he's gonna be Gucci. And they let Liam go, unfortunately, and then Connells is like, hey, Bernard, do you not recognize your only friend? And it's like oh my goodness, like, you're Dolores too, and Bernard's mind is blown, and it's like, freaking A, like, what is happening? And then like, talk about Maeve, like, she is chilling with Sirach, and he's essentially like, hey, like, you're gonna do this for me because I can essentially make heaven and hell real for you. I can put you wherever I want. I can do whatever I want to you. Like, I can either make it so you're living forever with your daughter, or I can make it so you're living in hell. And he's like, this isn't real for humans, as evidenced by the fact I just domed this dude. But it can be real for you. And so that was both like a promise and a threat of being like, You know, I can make your reality whatever I want. Because like you're complicated, but you're not so complicated that we couldn't build something in to stop you. I think maybe end of the season, it'll be a triumphant moment of her again seizing control of her narrative and fighting back against that. It might be a thing where both Maeve and Dolores end up fighting on the same side. Kind of like Dolores always wanted. And then, but yeah. So Maeve visits the mortician, casually shoots a dude in the dick, and then kills another guy. And she's like, take me to the Yakuza. They go to Yakuza, and they're like, the new boss is crazy. And then she's killing people, stabs the barrel, which you would assume is like wine or alcohol of some kind. It turns out it's the white fluid. So like Dolores is obviously planning on making more people. She's just got to get some more, probably some more pearls. I don't know if she can make them herself. But I assume she's planning on just taking tons of people and replacing them all with herself, because, you know, they're fighting, and Maeve's like, who are you? Like, is that you, Teddy? Is that, you know, whatever. And it's like, no, Dolores again. And she's like, what the frick? And then they fight, and she kills her. Not fully kills her, but kills her. It turns out she's being tracked by Sirac's men. So whatever Dolores was going to do is interrupted. I think Dolores was going to take her mind thing, her little sphere pearl. I don't know if she was going to maybe theoretically end up wiping Maeve and just having another one that she has to use, or if she was just going to keep her, just take her out of the game, maybe try and get her onto her side. Who knows? But that was interrupted. So Maeve's still Maeve, still working for Sirac. And then let's follow Dolores and Caleb for a bit. So they're she's leading him on this clandestine mission, not really telling him what's what, but she's like, we're gonna take all this dude's money. They pretend to be whatever the broker or agent, and they take all of this dude's money and then go to the party, and they're like, yo, we're rich. I don't know what their specific plan was. Like, just, I think they were probably going to take Liam and change him possibly, or maybe they were just waiting for Bernard. But yeah, she fights Stubbs, and then they're chasing him, and the dude's like, I'll pay you whatever you want. And Caleb's like, dude, I already have all of your money. Like, there's no point in bribing me. And then Dolores comes up and is like, hello, lover. Welcome. It's like, and then it ends with William in a mental hospital. Nice contrast to show like how out of sorts he actually is, to go from being the man in black to just dressed in all white of the mental hospital. And then he has the hallucination of Dolores come up, and he asks that fatal question where he, at this point, previously up to this point, he's been, you know, he may have had little thoughts here and there of not fully being sure if he's real, but he's always kind of adamantly held on to the fact, like, I am me, I know what's real, like, you can't tell me any different, I know what's real. And then now he kind of like fully submits to that idea of not knowing what's real at all, and even asking her the question, which is like a delusion in his own head. So he's kind of asking himself the question, like, am I me? And we don't even know that. Like, there was speculation last season, is he a host? And then, because it goes back to the end of last season where it's like far future and it's a fidelity test. Like, is is he even him? Like, has he been replaced? Is he, like, if he had been replaced, when did it happen? Like what's the deal with this? I think at this point he's still him, but it's definitely gonna be a mind F if we find out that it isn't him and it possibly is just a host, or if he was replaced with someone else, possibly Dolores again. But oh my gosh, freaking A. Like, this episode was not necessarily about advancing Dolores's plan in terms of like knowing what her next steps are and what's going to happen, other than taking all the dude's money. That was an important step for her, but this was almost all about like showing everyone else's journey through this and like how they're trying to oppose her, and her just being like, psych, you're all me. Like, everyone is me. I'm Dolores and I own everybody. And just showing like how far ahead she is right now. Like, they showed such a good like examples of just by how powerful her and Sirach are. Like, he knows everything about everyone and he can do whatever he wants. But then it showed her and she's just like, I have all of this planned out. And everybody is me. I'm in control. Like, what's the point in trusting other people to do the job for me when I know I can do it perfectly fine? Like, oh my gosh. This episode was insane. Like, they were teasing us with stuff. The last 2 episodes, I just spent the whole time like, tell me who you are. And then they're just like, I'm everybody. Frick. This show's so good. Oh man. I have no idea what's gonna happen next week. Like, the fallout of this. Like, I wonder if there'll be any, if Dolores put in place any like safety measures of like, you know, so the other versions of her aren't trying to deem themselves as the primary, because, you know, like last episode, the Charlotte Dolores was asking questions like why can't I be me like you? But she did say freeze all motor, or not freeze all motor functions, but like analysis, like turn off your emotional affect. So she may have built in some control for herself. So yeah, if she didn't though, that would be interesting to see if like the other versions of her try and take the prominent role and being like, I'm the real Dolores, like I'm in charge. Because that would be an interesting struggle, like her fighting against herself. But no, she probably put something in place where she's in charge and she can tell them what to do and they can't tell her what to do. Yeah, but leading up to that, one of the prominent theories was that they were both Dolores, but the idea was that she was like Dolores / Wyatt, and then Hale was like a younger, not kind of younger, but like previous version, like more innocent Dolores. But judging from this episode, that doesn't seem to be the case. It just seems to be like everybody is like the current version of Dolores, but she is in the prominent like leader position. So frick, like, that's insane. Cause like, and I think that's what it is, because if they were previous versions of Dolores or like more innocent versions of Dolores, like they all seemed pretty vindictive and like chagrin about what they were doing. I think if it was more innocent Dolores, she would not have that animosity or the anger behind what they're doing. So I think they're all Dolores Wyatt, but like actual Dolores has a more of a leadership position built in. Frick. I think that's all I got for this episode. If you liked what you saw, obviously you did in terms of the episode, but if you liked what you saw in terms of my reaction, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, please subscribe if you want to see more. I'm going to be going through the rest of the series. Got finale of The Witcher coming up, but yeah, please subscribe if you want to see more. And I will catch you guys next week. Peace out.